Hello students, as you know that our gravitation chapter is going on. I shared with you all one video. In the video, I discussed with you all about universal law of gravitation. All those students who didn't see the video, they can go through the shared link and try to understand universal law of gravitation force. Okay. In this video, I will discuss with you all some important point which should be remembered regarding gravitational force of attraction. Okay, let us start our first point. You know that gravitational force is the attractive in nature. The first point is the gravitational force of attraction does not change with change in the medium between the 2 points. So we can take here 2 points. We can say as in 2 point mass is object. One is A, second is B. Its mass is what? M1. Its mass is M2. Distance between them, that is what? R. Okay. So we got their formula by universal of gravitation. F is equal to G M1 M2 upon R square. Okay. One thing, listen. If we will take here air medium, so by it we will get F is equal to G M1 M2 upon R square. If we will replace this medium, we can say instead of air, we will put here any another medium. It can be water, oil, anything else. So same thing we will get also. We can say there when we will put here water instead of air. So same thing we can say F is equal to G M1 M2 upon R square. Same thing we will get here. You know that this G is the universal gravitation constant. Universal gravitation constant. Its value does not change with medium, with place, anything else. So it will remain constant. So we can say here that gravitational force of attraction does not change with change in the medium between 2 point masses. Okay. Second point. Gravitational force of attraction obeys Newton's third law of motion. Which law? Newton's third law of motion. We can say this is the action force. This is the reaction, means we can say opposite force, normal reaction force. So we can see by the help of this diagram. So you know that this is point mass object first A. Its mass is what? M1. Second is what? M2. So we can say there F12 is the force, means F12 is the force on mass M1. F21 is the force on mass M2 due to M1. We can say here that F21 is the force. F21 is the force on mass M2. On mass M2 by what? M1. We can say here that means M2 is getting force from M1. That is what? F21. Okay. Here M1 getting force from what? M2. So we can say this force when it will means moving you're getting that force from this side to this side, so we can say it is what? F21. And this F21 is the opposite force of this F21, so we can say it will be in opposite manner. We can say it will be F21. So it obeys Newton's third law. M1 will apply force on M2, M2 will apply force on M1. Both are equal in magnitude but different in direction. Or direction concept we will show it by this negative sign only. Clear now? So this is the forward force, we can say from M1 to M2, or this force is the opposite, means M2 to M1. So we will take it is as a negative, means opposite in direction, or this will in forward, means forward direction. Okay. Third point. Okay. Third point is there. It is the weak force in nature, means we can say gravitational force weak in nature, means we can overcome on this force. We can jump, we can run. So it means that it will not create there any kind of powerful foundation on us. So we can overcome on this force. So due to this we will say that it is the weak force. But this force is the long range force. This force is present in whole universe, whole world. So we can say that this force will be there in long range. Due to this force become what? Weak in nature. So we can say it is the weak force in nature. Fourth point. Fourth point, we can say that this force, we can say it always attractive in nature, means this force always attract things towards it. It will not repel. It will not repel. It always attractive in nature. You can see sun attract all things. We can say earth, moon, Jupiter, all planet. So we can say sun is attracting everything towards it. So we can say there this force always attractive in nature. It will attract things towards it always, continuous. Okay or not? Okay students, next point. First of all, fifth point, it obeys inverse square law. First of all, try to understand what is the meaning of inverse square law. For it, we have to write here formula of gravitational force, that is F is equal to G m1 m2 upon r square. So you can see this r square comes in the inverse. Inverse means inversely proportional. So we can write here F inversely proportional 1 by r square. Due to this r square, F inversely proportional to r square, this is r square, it obeys inverse square law. Means we can say here we have two objects, that is m1 and m2. Okay, the distance between them, that is what, r. So we can say F inversely proportional 1 upon r square. If we will increase the distance between these 2 point masses object, then force value will decrease, because force is inversely proportional to distance between 2 point masses object. If you can see here, if r is more, r value is more, so it will increase by square factor, by power 2 factor, because its power here how much, that is 2. So it will increase or decrease by power factor 2. If we will take here, listen student, F inversely proportional to r square. So you can say if r is equal to 1, so we will get what, F is equal to 1 we will get. If r is equal to 2, so we will get what, proportional 1 upon 4. So you can divide it. We will get how much its value we will get here. So we can say we will get, that is 0.25. So by we got there, after taking r is equal to 1, we got here 1. After taking 2, we got here what, 0.25. So it will decrease by power 2 factor. Say yes or no, because we know that F inversely proportional to r square. If we will take here, if we will take here r is equal to 2, so we will get here what, F inversely proportional to 1 by, we can say that is 4. So it will decrease by 4. It will decrease by 4 value, 4.4 magnitude. Okay, so it obeys inverse square law. Okay student, next point. Next point, listen student, sixth, gravitational force is a central force. This means that this force acts along the line joining the particle. Listen one thing, we have a object that is A, second object that is B. Listen, so this force act along this line, this force act along this line only. Clear now? Or gravitation force is a central force. Central force means it will come from the center of, from the point mass object, from here, means it will not come from the surface, outer surface. It will come from the center of the point mass object, center of the point mass object. Clear? So gravitation force is a central force, and this force act along the line joining the particle, along the line joining the particle. Okay or not? Okay, next point. Listen student, gravitational force is a long range force. I told you in previous point, that is this force is too weak. Clear? But here we will get one more point also, that gravitational force is a long range force, means this force will applicable in whole universe. Whole universe we can talk here. Clear? But listen one thing, it is applicable between the galaxies also. Galaxies, this force will applicable, yeah, we can say it is applicable between the galaxies also. Okay, I told you in first point, Newton's law of gravitation is universal. Universal means it's a real truth, true. This force is true force. This means that F is equal to G m1 m2 upon r square can be, this is a universal gravitation law formula, can be used anywhere in the universe. If this law is truth, universal, so we can see here that this force will applicable at all places. on means on the surface of earth, outside from the surface of the earth, in whole universe, between galaxies, between object, at all places this force will applicable. So we can say there this force will be universal nature. Universal means will follow the universal law, universal condition. Clear? So we can say that Newton's law of gravitation is universal. Clear? So we will include here different points also. We can say law of gravitation is applicable only for point masses. An object can be considered as a point mass when its dimension, length, breadth, height, diameter can be neglected. This happens when the distance between the object is much greater than their own dimension. Listen one thing. In this point, we can say it will not depend upon the size of the object. It will depend, but when I will discuss about the gravity, on that time I will explain means how gravity will depend on the size of the object. But one thing, listen, if size of object, anything else, we can take any size of the object is anything, so distance between them is r. So we can say the size of this object very very smaller than that of the distance between them. Clear? So we can say we will neglect the dimension of the object. It can be volume, length, height, breadth, anything else, because we know that the size of the object is too small. But the distance between the point mass object will be very larger. So we can neglect here the size of the object. Okay, so we can say here we will not take in concept into play the mass or size of the object. Clear? But in the case of gravity we have to include this one. Okay.